So my favourite piece in the heritage collection is the Wayang Stage. It was really a labour of love.
Hello, this is Thomas of iCollect. Now today we are meeting the husband and wife team behind some stunning Singapore-themed heritage figurines. There's also the contest giveaway, details at the end of this video.
Hi, I'm Tara.
Hi, I'm Caleb, and we're the co-founders of Miniature Stories.
And I curate and produce Singapore Army and Heritage collectible figurines.
Me too.
Well, how Miniature Stories started was that Caleb himself has always admired figurines, and I was the one who bought his very first figurine, and that was a World War II German figurine, right? Back in 2016, when we came back from our sabbatical, we actually decided to start Miniature Stories because at that time there were no figurines that represented Singapore. So here at Miniature Stories, we started off with the Singapore Army range. The Singapore Army range actually has a very strong focus on the early generation soldiers as well as the current generation of NS men.
The Singapore Army range is very important for us because every Singaporean male serves national service. So we wanted to create a nice keepsake of their time during their training in national service. When everyone looks at these models, they think back, oh, I used to be this guy, I used to be this guy. So we accurately represent every single vocation, and the weapons down to the weapons they use, the gear, the uniform. It's very important for us to keep the details as accurate as possible. For the military series, this is actually my favourite item. It's the SAF M113 Ultra with the 4050 variant. This vehicle was basically why I started Miniature Stories in the first place, because I wanted the SAF version of the vehicle that I trained in during my NS days. So this vehicle was modelled very accurately down to the finest details. All the interior is modelled, the engine is modelled, because we wanted to bring back the same memories, the feeling that inside the vehicle, the noise. We wanted to bring that home for all the NS men who trained on this vehicle over almost a decade that this was in use.
The most popular item in our Singapore Army series has got to be this SM1 tank. Like the M113 Ultra, it is actually a SAF variant. It is very popular because it's a very important vehicle for tank commanders and tankies who trained on it. So this was actually a piece that was snapped up since it was released. Today it's actually completely sold out.
Thanks to Miniature Stories, you can now enjoy 8% discount when you purchase its selected collectibles online by using this special promo code. Check the description for more details. Now back to Tara and Caleb.
So this is our Singapore Heritage series, which we started shortly after launching the Singapore Army series. It started with a few humble figurines, namely the Samsui Woman as well as a few street hawkers. And as you can see now, it has blossomed into a very vibrant scene in Chinatown from early days in Singapore. The characters all depict lost trades, such as various street hawkers like the ice ball vendor, Durian Seller. And all these characters are set amidst our heritage shophouse models, which are very popular amongst our customers. This is an ongoing series, which we hope to add on to with more street hawkers and other lost trades. So in our heritage series, the most popular figurines would have to be our 1950s police officer, as well as our Satay Man and the Satay customer. The 1950s police officer is in the old uniform, as you can see here. As they say, in those days, policemen wear shorts, right? And the Satay Man himself is my personal favourite as well, because when we were designing the figurine, we actually consulted my dad. My dad gave us a lot of stories about how satay was sold in the old days, and he actually gave us a lot of inspiration by helping us to sketch the clothes as well as how the stall looks like. So yes, the Satay Man is a very classic street hawker from the old days, and I'm sure many of you remember it. This is another collection in our Singapore Heritage series. It is a full-scale Malay wedding procession. So we've got a lot of different characters. Of course, we've got the bride and groom. We've got the silat performer, two men carrying umbrellas. We've got the entourage, some children carrying bunga manga, as well as the kompang drummers behind. So this procession, as you can see, is really colourful because we actually put a lot of thought and detail into the outfits. All the vibrant colours and the patterns you see are actually made of decals, hand-drawn decals, which we applied onto the figurines to make them look realistic. So this entire scene here is set in a kampung diorama. We've actually worked with a local artist to hand-make these kampung houses. So this scene actually makes a really beautiful and realistic setup.
So this is actually the Wayang Stage and my favourite piece in the entire heritage collection. This project actually started years ago. We actually met up with the founder Nick Chen, who actually run Lao Sai Taoyuan, which is actually the oldest surviving opera troupe in Singapore. We went down to the stage, took lots of photos and took them as reference. The stage itself is comprised of like the front stage, musicians in the wings, and the rear backstage, right? So we actually wanted to replicate the entire opera troupe over here, down to the finest details in the costumes, the instruments themselves. Look carefully at the instruments, everything is very, very meticulously rendered. It took us like 3 to 4 years from the start to the end, packing more than 20 plus 30 figures in this stage alone.
Now we have a contest giveaway of this Samsui Woman figurine from Miniature Stories. Now to win this, you should be an existing or new subscriber and leave a comment. Now all contest details are in the description. We will also announce the winner in the description, so do check back. This contest is organized by iCollect and not by YouTube. Now show us your like and subscribe to help us bring you interesting collections and creations like this. I'll see you next episode.